Hi friends, nice to meet up with you again. So we are seeing about the Bible, but many have this idea in their minds that Bible is an ancient book. Today I want to show you a couple of things that truly describe present day situations. I want to ask you a question first. Supposing God gave a man living 2600 years ago a vision about today's Broadway or a highway in any big city. How would he describe that? I want to tell you that in the book called Nahum, chapter 2, verse 4, he describes a scene like this. Chariots run on broad roads, they jostle one another, their lamps are very bright, and they travel at the speed of lightning. Now, he did not have the words motor car or motor vehicle. So he used the word chariots. And for a person living 2600 years back, or even say 50 years back, some of our highways would have seemed like very broad roads. So he used the word broad roads. And they jostle. You know how congested traffic is. And their headlights would have looked really big lamps, like really big lamps for them. As well as the speed at which they were traveling would have seemed like lightning to him. So that's the way he describes a highway. And then there are other things that are recorded. A world leader is coming who will control the entire world. And there will be a one world government. I will tell you about these things in a couple of few episodes. And that world ruler will kill two people who preach the gospel of God or the message of God. And this guy called Johann or John in English, living 2000 years back, he said their bodies will lie on the streets of Jerusalem, and people of every tongue, every tribe, every nationality will see their bodies. People in ancient times, they laughed. Even people living 50, 60 years ago laughed and said, how can this be? I can't see what is happening on the next road. So how can people in the whole world see the dead bodies of two people lying on the streets of Jerusalem? And this is recorded in the last book of the Bible called Revelation, chapter 11, verses 9 to 12. Today we know there's a thing called mass media. Al Jazeera, CNN, BBC, CCTV, all the mass media, world media cameras will be there. Then there's Facebook, Twitter, all those things. People in the whole world see their bodies lying on the streets of Jerusalem. And you know what? After 3 days, their bodies will come together. And while all these people are watching, they go up. I can imagine the cameras just being projected upwards as they go up when the whole world sees them. That's marvelous. But even their dead bodies lying on the streets of Jerusalem, John saw 2000 years back the world media, how they projected. So these are a couple of things. And there's another one. In the book of Habakkuk, chapter 1, verse 5, it says, watch the nations and see. Now in ancient times, they sent a message through messengers who went on horseback. They would go and announce various messages. Then later on, as printing came, the newspapers came. And also then there was the radio. So those days we could read or hear. Nobody could watch what is happening in the nations. So God is specifically speaking to the present generation, because we are the only ones so far who are able to watch what is happening in many nations. Habakkuk 1:5 says, watch what is happening in nations. I'm going to do something that you will not even believe if you were told. So friends, God is going to do something, even if He tells us now, we will not believe. So these are a couple of things that I want to share with you to show that Bible is very relevant to us today. And my hope is that you will take a Bible, start reading, because how we ought to live, what should we do, all that is there recorded. So please get to know what is happening now and what will be happening in the future. And in the next episode, I will share with you what is happening in the Middle East, because that is very relevant, and there it is recorded what will be the situation in the Middle East very soon. In the next episode, I will share about those things with you.